is going to have to go forth and take one more BO3 to get out of the hellhole that is the last chance bracket. We're into the pistol, boys. It's NiP on the T side, creeping and crawling.
Oh yeah, all of them through the middle as well. This seems very aggressive. Just one person holding down below and making sure there's no CTs going super aggressive. But I like this. I mean, we've been saying it a couple of times that it feels like in the past, the middle of this map has been underutilized by the T sides. So you feel like this is the year where it's been happening more and more in the last couple of months. We've definitely seen that. NiCo is just going to take a peek. Oh, but it's too much conflict through the smoke starting off the pistol.
I saw him warming up against Glocks, with the Glock against rifles in the warm-up, so he's ready for this one, but won't last long, will he? flameZ and Fiku pick some heads out. Head Trick responds with a nice tap, and Lexi is lost in the source, but he might find Dexter hiding out in the corner. Good check, and NEOFRAG has found a 1v1, but he needs to take it quick. Headtrack's he headshots him on the way out, and yeah, no dealing with a flank at that point. NiP take the pistol.
Yeah, it's really unlucky for OG that NiP just basically four-man contacts out mid into the only person that's holding flashes. So when the site hit does come in, he has no support. The B players have no support because they really relied on the flashes from NiCo. Instantly taken out of the round.
They're all gone.
That is a tough beginning, but some good shots. I mean, some of those Gushies with the Glock.
Yeah.
Made it very hard to fight with the USPs at the end here. Hat-trick. This is probably what turned the tide a little bit, but some intelligent work in the middle from Alexi. That's an easy oversight. You know, you step a little bit too far, you start to move around that smoke a little bit too early, and maybe you give up that advantage. Now we've got Deagles, a 5-7, and a Scout.
And this round's already in disarray. Whatever NiP wanted to do, they've had to can it because they saw a player get into ladder and then a further flash came. So the config loses all mid-info and they're scared about a flank. Headtrick had to go back.
It's very weird. NiP has basically no information besides knowing that this guy made it the ladder. They don't know if he's there anymore. They don't know if he left, how much info if he kept pushing. But yeah, it seems like they're just tunneled into going to the B bomb side.
Instead of fight, they shall flight towards B, and with, wow, plenty of Molotovs, you would say. 4 into the site to clear every conceivable angle. OG are not here, and they will never be. A full save on the A site as NiP take round 2. It might be a unicorn round.
I mean, there are some teams that, I mean, NiP could almost be in this bracket sometimes where, you know, you get tagged like this, you lose a little bit of map control, and it just turns into indecision when no one's making any real calls. Obviously, it's a risk to full send it to a bomb site, but the Molotovs, I guess, kind of diminish that risk a little bit. I like that call. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like I would have hated to see NiP wait around for 40 seconds and slowly get tagged by the Scout and the Deagles. I feel like that could have been an outcome there.
I think it was the best call considering the B bomb site was the only place where they did not make any contact with the player at the stairs, where they saw aggression on other parts of the map. Yeah. So I think Alexi just had a feeling that this site was the weakest part.
It definitely also looked like more than one mid because they saw NiCo cross and then a second flash came, and so there could be any mid. Yeah, there could be any number of players there. God, that is quite an execute for NiP.
You have to assume even if there would have been somehow a 3-man stack there, what would it have mattered? Everything would have been on fire probably.
Just double box. Nowhere else is safe.
But I mean, on the OG side, the fact that they don't defend the bomb side means they come into this round with as much as they could have possibly wanted. It's basically the same round for them, so they're probably all right with it too. It's kind of a calculated risk on their side too.
Yeah, they have a second chance, and it seems like their approach is going to the B bomb side again, where there actually is 3 players this time.
Getting ahead of the Molly setup. There is a smoke, but it's nowhere near, and already nades are starting to be a problem for NiCo. One more of them, and he's toast.
Dunked on. Fiku feeling the fire behind him as well. All right, a little bit flashed out there, but you could tell the pressure is starting to mount here towards the bomb site. He's had a couple of chances already, not able to connect. It's a 4-on-5, but I feel like NiP have such a good understanding of what they're doing right now that they should be able to keep this up. They have 3 more Molotovs they can throw into the bomb site. They can keep checking these positions. I'm sure they will.
You can expect the exact same exec as the last round.
Left-right smoke, default molly, close molly. They have already cleared this position though, so they might not expect flameZ to have taken it right back. They go, Deagle spam, what year is it? He gets one. Fiku still here behind the boxes, but not for long, and NiP with the smokes down have cut off any rotate back in. Just exits here for OG, and nothing is guaranteed.
Feels like a nice luxury. Oh, that's not a luxury. Dear God. I was going to say, it's a nice luxury. Obviously, if you throw those Molotovs into the bomb site, maybe the funniest outcome from your point of view is someone's actually caught on the Molotov, they have to run out and you can shoot at them. But a nice secondary objective is you don't have to check that position anymore, right? So
yeah, exactly. You can just aim at all the spots where you know isn't mollied.
Yeah.
And when there's 3 mollies on the site, you can only look at the right side. I think it's a little bit weird that they molly close because even if the player is there, he can still wreak havoc, I think. He can still catch people off guard by swinging out with the molly. And it's kind of a place where they have to run around. They can't scale close to the wall anymore. But I think everything else they do is good there.
Some easy rounds for NiP off the bat. But OG will be coming in with full guns. NEOFRAG saved a MAC-10, so I wonder if he's going to upgrade or just play close mid.
I think they saved a scout as well, but they threw that away immediately. And they're like, no, not feeling it.
Keeping the money, though.
Yeah, I mean...
It's ballsy.
I would do the same thing. I mean, economy is super important, and I mean, on Vertigo, I was usually B player, and I would just take the MAC-10 to B. It's fine.
Could be, I guess...
He is an A player, though.
Slight downgrade if it's a retake later on, I feel like. But yeah, early on in the round, why not?
He's
they
not,
do
he's
so
not
much
aggression from NiP. I mean, Alexi's already at the sandbag. It's 130-5 in the round.
NEOFRAG's not going to be alive for any retake. He's committed on short right now. He's holding on.
To be fair, I'd rather just go kill one and die as well.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to hold the site like this.
It's quite a setup for OG. 4 players.
I feel like that position for Alexi would be so much sicker if he didn't have the MAC-10.
Yeah, exactly.
Pick heaven. Dexter's open right now. Okay,
here we go.
Now we're cooking. They know.
They know, yeah.
They must know. Look at them.
Yeah, now they definitely do. flameZ getting the spot in the MAC-10, stolen on the CT side, getting put into use. Config, though, with a bit in return, and some guesswork through its Dexter on the other side, finding the headshot. 3 versus 4, and Alexi, he got close enough with the MAC-10, but he still gets shut down. Wallbang from Fiku to drop res, leaves head trick on his own, and not for long. Nico will drop him, and the first round is on the board for OG.
I think the round just collapsed there when this short guy fell to the MAC-10. That's a pretty much
Mental in the bin.
Confidence ruined after that.
I always wonder about, like, when we're really nerding out on the economy and looking at things like outsiders do and saves. I always wonder about the concept of, especially when you have the rounds to play with, if you're on T side, buying 4 rifles instead of buying 5, right? Like, say you lose a round, you only buy 4 rifles, and you give armor, maybe a PT-50 to the back guy, but especially obviously depending on the map and the setup you're going for, like, knowing that if you put the pistol at the back, he can probably grab a gun before he's in danger anyway. Like, if you're really trying to save a couple of grand.
Wasn't that just Sanji's role?
Yeah, basically. Play nothing.
You explain Sanji as a player.
That's true. But, you know, even because once Outsiders lost him, sure, they still fund James Orb somehow, but there was never really, no one took that role quite like Sanji did.
There was like a moment in time there where Fnatic tried to do it, I think with somebody like, was it like JW? I think we're just playing with a shotgun on Nuke, and it all, because it's cheap, and all you need is basically one, like, you just become like the bank for the team on some level. There were a couple of teams, I think, that tried to play around with that idea.
I feel like that's the next evolution. But of course, the downsides are very tangible. You get caught by a flank and you have a PT-50. Not as helpful.
Or if you get into a really good spot, but you only have a PT-50.
Yeah.
Not going to be happy about this. All right.
One day.
They felt the, kind of like earlier, a little bit of a pushback on the other side of the map. They try and go towards the B bomb site, and that is not working out for them either. Instant shutdown, and the flank is coming in as well from Nico. A little bit of trigger discipline. He's going to get that one, and a missed opportunity. Head trick is going to be going down, and that is a very well done round from the OG team. They only lose 1 player.
What do you make of head trick so far, guys? I mean, you guys play against NiP. You kind of wrecked him. Was he part of your preparation? Was he much of a worry? What do you make of this guy?
Not really. I just think he needs more time to develop as a player. I don't think NiP expected to get a Manesi clone when they bought out head trick. He did put in very good numbers in the Academy League, but I think he does need time to adjust to trying to be that dominant op presence that you see in other operators on Tier 1 teams.
But surely it's also setting, it's kind of ridiculous if you say, we need a primary AWP that is at the level of a Saiwu or Monesi or Simple. Like, if that's the level, then there aren't just going to be that many players in the world that you can get. And there obviously is a way to make a team work without that. Maybe if you want to battle the top 3-5 teams in the world, it would be an extra bonus to be able to do that. But I feel like there must be ways around it to say, maybe instead of expecting him to play at that level, just to say, if he can just, you know, get the kills that we need him to get, and then we have a lot of other players that can open up rounds and do a lot of crazy things.
Well, he's very young, so buying into a player that you can actually develop and nurture into a good AWPer, that's something that you don't often get to do. So they opted to buy him and hope he turns out to be this great prospect instead of buying a player that is a gamble. You know, you don't really know. But at least with a young player, you can kind of decide their trajectory, especially with coaching staff, right?
Yeah. So far, they seem like they're happy about it. And I mean, I feel like there are some times where I'm not getting the output that I want from Hetrick, but honestly, as a starting position, I feel like it's kind of okay. He's not really my go-to when I start complaining about NiP. It's usually not Hetrick that I'm really frustrated with.
Yeah, one thing I've not enjoyed in this tournament, and I've been rapping on NiP's T-sides a lot, but I feel like very rarely do we actually see Hetrick get in positions to go for openers. And I think you could even have sort of made the same argument when Alexi B was leading Monacy, and the same thing is kind of happening here. He has 13% opening attempts, 60% success rate, as you would expect with an AWP, or maybe sometimes even higher, but 13% attempts on an AWP on both sides, even lower on T sides than overall. Like, it's not that high.
I mean, looking at the stats that you have up now, it's kind of rough output from everyone on the team in terms of opening duels. Maybe the team structure is just not in favor to help individuals get activated early on in the game.
Yeah, it's definitely been more T-side problems for NiP, but right now things are starting pretty solid. 3-3. OG back in after losing the pistol. And recovered well, taking a lot of space on short. This is a fight that Brolin's going for a lot on gun rounds. Jumping up with a Naphtali smoke, fighting the gap.
Yeah.
NEOFRAG's ahead of it.
Yeah. I think they really rely on him as a player, and he's 0-5 right now. So I think he needs to turn it around to NiP find their comfort on the T side.
They're going to try and retake ramp. Dex is here. NEOFRAG backed off after throwing the retake nades. And Hedrick's going to reline up this smoke on the ramp. Or flash, even, to get them past the AWP. Dexter, how will he fare?
I mean, it could get interesting if they could push him back. Even if they find the kill against them, might be a little bit tricky, but setting up the trick Molotov to try and prevent anyone from rotating in through that side. Going to be Config in the middle making a lot of noise. I love this play right here. If he can stay alive, then that might create a bit of space. Look how much gravity that's pulling in the CT side of the moment. NEOFRAG pushes through the smoke. Oh, that is such a dirty play. And it gets them the kill. Yeah, now they should realize everything behind it. They don't have a lot of nades left on the CT side, but OG is still in a very favorable position, obviously.
That's interesting.
How did he not see him, that smoke?
First kill for Brolan.
Yeah, on the board. And a big one to find as well. It could set NiP up in this, what was a 3-on-5 to win a post plant. NEOFRAG taking that AWP very low. He has the smoke as well. That's going to go straight out at front sight. Using a lineup, try and get that on that bomb. Fiku's got to kill. Brolan committed, and NiKo with a lovely round flicks back and saves the day for OG.
Well, that's at least a round where they got close, and I'm a little bit surprised that they even got the bomb down the way that they did and sort of turned it into a closer round, because it really feels like once you lose one arm of that attack, the rest of it is so obvious for surely for the CT side. So,
well, the attack is weird because of this, because obviously they threw this bug molly to help the mid players get space, but the mid players smoke off right side when the A players actually want to go to the A side.
Right.
You'd think you'd want to smoke off the left side, so you kind of sandwich the players together, but it gave OG an opportunity to choose what area of the map that they target first.
Got some takedowns out. I sometimes think, if I want to give a little bit of credit or a little bit of grace, I guess, to an in-game leader in a position like this, I would say it's not unreasonable to expect that you could lose some of the early rounds on the T side, because even if you're losing, you might be learning something. You might be seeing, well, what pattern are they playing in today? So, you know, talking about Alexi as an in-game leader, it'd be cool to see him try to use some of the information they found in the first, 8 rounds, the 7-8 rounds they've been playing now, to then punch through with some rounds later on in this half here now to sort of say, all right, we figured out where the weakness is, we figured out something we could do. I
believe that's actually what they just tried to do, though, because the rounds they did win previously were at B, and you can see here they tried to pop B with pistols, and I mean, they got into a better situation than they have in the previous gun rounds.
Yeah, flameZ could easily be picked off here. He's swinging, but NEOFRAG was right behind to help out. That was scary for a second, but the pistols don't connect. And OG hold on yet again. Nico's looking sharp right now. That's a good sign.
Would that be something, Russell? Would that be something you would say? Like, let's say there's a bunch of sentences you could say that say we might have lost 3 rounds, but you could say we might have lost 3 rounds, but we've done a lot of damage, or we might have lost 3 rounds, but we keep getting the bomb planted. We might have lost 3 rounds, but we've got great information. I guess I feel like the problem is if you lose a bunch of rounds and there's nothing you can finish that sentence with. We've lost 3 rounds in a row, and they're just better than we are. Like nobody wants to finish.
That's a team failure.
Yeah.
If you're just getting, I mean, if it's at this scoreline and you have no solution, then
yeah,
I don't know, take a tack pause, maybe take 3
yeah,
to figure it out. But yeah, I mean, I think that's honestly what Alexi was thinking there. Like, we haven't been able to get any success at A. Let's go back to what worked was the beam bomb side. Even if it was against pistols, they tried doing it with pistols, and it could have went in their favor if they just got the chair on flames.
It's been 5 in a row right now for the OG side, and at most they've lost 2 players in a round. Otherwise, it's been, the first 3 rounds they lost 1 player. So they're building up an economy. They're just doing a really good job at the moment. In NiP, they're not putting enough damage into some of these rounds anyway.
Oh, Brolin, different pathing to what we've seen. He's jumped up on the sandbag with a lovely flash over the top from Head Trick. That could have been a team blind very easily. Brolin plays it well, and he reroutes back to his comfort zone on gap. Meanwhile, Dex has had to completely shift out of position to cover what is now not the objective for NiP. It's still only a defaulting Brolin. No one is even with him. Head Trick scoped up on sandbags. Everyone else is holding the map. NiP are hoping for a reaction. They're going to get one. OG move into middle with 2.
Is there someone?
I don't think
no
there's
one's
anyone in
Usually
mid, yeah.
Config is holding this, but at the moment he's not there, and it seems like they're just regrouping towards B, which is actually the right call at the moment.
They could hit a quick flank, but I think NiP will realize if they get the B site for free, and they're about to. Couple of nades. Sooner they go, the better.
That's unfortunate because this comes from the lack of information from Dexter. So now the mid-info comes in, but they don't know what site it's actually going to be, and they gambled wrong.
They think it's a big flank for Nico, and even if he gets his kill, it's realization too little too late. Brolin almost, if he hit that jump up there, he would have lived. Now NiP know anyway, they've rolled out the red carpet.
And they just found out. That really feels awful. They feel like they had so many fish in the net, and then when they actually go to check, they're like, oh, it's just 1.
Yeah, I know how that feels when you're like flanking and you're like,
I've got them, don't peek, I've got them.
You're rubbing your hands together, the master plan's coming in, and you only find 1 player and they plant B.
For it. I mean, this is the money that they built up, Anders, that you were talking about, right? All these clean rounds, but this one won't be one of them. 2 instant kills from the deep positions in NiP's post plant, and now you really should be looking to save that orb. No matter the money, Dexter can't do anything about the outcome.
Yeah, that looked like kind of a retake that you only go for because you press tab and you see your economy is actually pretty good. But I don't think they made a good plan to actually retake the site. Dexter is sitting on $1,300 or $15,000. I mean.
Yeah. Yeah, he's super rich at the moment. He's got it going on. That's going to help them out. But after losing 5 NiP, they do pick it up. And it is towards the B-bomb site. So maybe you were right earlier. They do have a sense that there is some kind of weakness here that they can try to push a little bit, which so far so good. And a little bit of a fake thrown in, which almost, I mean, this is the unfortunate part, right? If you're somebody like Nico, you feel like you're feeding your team great information, but it's almost the opposite. And obviously there's no way to know.
Yeah, I mean, OG never have stairs control on the B site, and when they're defaulting 2, sometimes maybe 3 players towards B, they understand how much free information they're getting and how much room they have to work with. This is different, though, from OG. The double mid setup early on with Dexter getting involved.
Should be a free kill. Config starts stepping, but he can't hit the headshot. Only a tag. Dexter will get out, and he can run away, and Nico can still stay here. They never saw him. 5-on-4 for OG, but NiP did take that ramp instantly. Brolin went for his typical short take. There was no resistance. They've got the smokes. They're going to start sending them out. Oh, one way to fight ramp.
Interesting smoke.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if this favors the CTs, though.
Oh, perfect boost
or maybe
timing.
It was all designed.
Yeah, master plan here. 3-on-5. Good luck getting into this one. And they're sending it.
You want to see OG really not screw up this kind of a round. 5 versus 3. There should be almost no way to lose this one, surely. Alexi's going to get 1 kill in return right there. But still, they are running out of players. That's a good shot. Goes through the rim of the ramp, and Alexi is on his own with not that much to accomplish at the moment. Again, you kind of probably need a mistake here from the OG side, or a series of mistakes to really do anything in a round like this one.
Yeah, I think the round was secured for OG there when NEOFRAG killed this guy short pushing. I think it was the only room that NiP had to win the round, really, is if Brolin took advantage of the gap with the 2 players in mid. The farthest he went, though, was like halfway up short. I think he could have kept looking because he knew the op wasn't there.
Yeah.
He could have searched, right? The worst case scenario was this guy sitting top dark, holding a headshot angle to short.
All right. So they let NiP in with 1 round, and then they're back to winning again. It's kind of a brutal pattern that's establishing itself at the moment. At least NiP are getting a little bit more on the scoreboard. I think that was the other problem initially, is that they just weren't even really getting the output in terms of the kills. OG is still quite far ahead, but Headtrick, he's actually been quiet. He was on 6 for a while. The rest of the team are really the ones that are starting to wake up a little bit, maybe. Yeah,
I just think he's not getting involved enough. I mean, there's not really a head-to-head, you know, with Headtrick and Dexter. It's not like the other Opper is trying to take down the Opper, you know?
Yeah. That makes you wonder if you want to keep buying it. I mean, the way that he's playing the early round here, looking for that fight, but if he's not getting it, like you're saying, then what's the follow-up idea?
It seems like his objective is just support Brolin, right? It kind of just seems like his only role on the map at the moment. It's not like he's walking out mid looking for an entry. It's not like he's walking up the stairs trying to pressure B.
Well, now they're all grouped up. They've really left that A ramp, which so far it doesn't look like OG is reacting to. Although I actually just say that Nico is starting to make his way from sort of the A side of middle over towards the B side, so he could be closer. Now both him and flameZ are in fact in the middle, and they could do something. So yeah, the lack of presence on the A ramp is kind of hurting NiP at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. But they also go back to the bomb site that's only working for them at the moment. So they want to NB, and I think Config will finally be able to punish someone.
Yeah, that's a kill that's going to put a lot of pressure on the back line. OG scared they're getting flanked. Got to pick which side they commit to. Got a man in CT Sport watching. NEOFRAG's trying to offer some aerial assistance. Config's resetting to go back down to bottom B, and NiP are already in, but 25 seconds. They need to get this plant.
This might feel a little bit uncomfortable because NEOFRAG actually was heard by Headtrick, so they know that there's going to be more players here. They're not in doubt of that. 19 seconds. Fico gets the headshot. The spray on the edge. Oh, they get blown up. Headtrick on his own. The 3-man stack at the bomb site for OG. They absolutely knew what was coming here. Maybe a little bit too predictable. Headtrick's fighting his way back into it, but he's out of time. But out of ammo as well on top, so it's going to be another round for the OG side.
Oh, no, he got it at the end. Dexter doesn't care. He can afford it. He got that cash money, but big save to keep the AWP in play. It's the only way NiP would have had it from Headtrick's exits. Yeah, they waited for Config to drop down before they actually pushed in, but then they all just got lined up, didn't they? flameZ and Fiku put on 4 between them.
It's also a missed smoke, right?
Yeah.
It's a huge gap. I wouldn't even call that a smoke. I don't know. It's kind of just part of the wall.
That's a one-way for NiP, or for OG.
Yeah, it actually helped them.
Yeah.
Gave them a bit of cover. And that's the worst part, because you're not even pre-aiming that. When you expect the smoke to be down right, you're looking left side gen, or you're looking at default, or swinging.
Yeah, exactly. When the gap is there, you kind of have to look at the window area and like below it. Now there's like this one-way angle that's to the right, and when you're crouched there, you can actually see the feet of the people running in before they see you.
Yeah. Surely at this point, just hitting the B bomb site over and over again, even if it's what kind of has been working, then there surely has to be. They need to carve out another thing, like another point of weakness where they can at least make OG a little bit worried, even if it's not outright winning like a bomb site, but just put some pressure anywhere else on the map. It feels like it's a little bit one-dimensional.
In this situation, I would probably fake B and have 3 players walk out mid, like a late round.
Yeah, use the fact that that's what you've been doing to try and sell a different idea. I like it. Oh.
Wow.
I mean, the pop flash was great, but Dexter just didn't care. That's a shocking beginning to the round.
Config in ladder tried to throw flashes through the window to get Brolin up short. The first flash he missed, the second flash Brolin got full blinded. So this has not gone to plan for NiP, and they're getting re-aggressed as well while they're a man down. Is there no relenting for OG? Brolin, he will get that kill. flameZ is still committed to Crane, and Dexter has his back. Where does he want to go? Oh, Headtrick searching with the AWP as well.
Yeah,
We've
this is
still got
needed.
this double setup. I like the angle, but he's not going to be able to go far enough on the railing. He'll have to walk in, and he will hit the tag. Dexter misses. They clear out flameZ. Dexter getting mollied as well. Config's taken Nico out of the picture, and a 3-on-2 where NiP have the site.
Finally, something going their way. Grenade going right over, and it does nothing at all.
Too short.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Otherwise, that's a classic setup to try and stop that bomb plant. Fiku and Dexter already starting to slowly back on out of there. Unlike earlier, where they had tons of money, they can kind of see the end of the war chest here. So maybe it's worth it to just chill out for a minute instead of trying to retake it 2-on-3. Okay, fifth round.
What do you think about the re-aggro there? Because they have 5-on-4 and they push back in with no flash. Like NEOFRAG got caught by Brolin. And then, yeah, they did a setup. But even being 5-on-4 and re-pushing ramp,
I think it's fine if you have 4 players at the site. In this situation, they only had 3, and the second player wasn't close enough to trade effectively. Yeah, I think it's just being a little bit overconfident or trying to catch a player off guard. But obviously, I think they were pretty ready. I mean, I think there was a flash in. Brolin peeked after the flash.
maybe.
Because I think that's what triggered.
I
think that's what triggered Brolin
Yeah.
to peek. Was a flash came in and then he swung. So yeah, I mean they tried to make something out of it, but it was mistimed.
One thing I've seen from NiP, especially in the paint game, is when they would re-aggro ramp, a lot of the time it would just be head trick on like that back rail, and he would often get caught or like traded out because he's alone, and NiP would be heavy towards gap or not even on A. So OG trying to catch the AWP alone. They managed to do so one round with a boost up.
Yeah. Even though Hedrick didn't get a kill last round, he still had a lot of impact, like trying to pave the way for his teammates into the site. It's nice to see him get involved and you try to take the head-up op duel.
Yeah, he hit Dexter and that forced a save.
Here come the tricks, though. Smoke on top of the railing, a little bit of a boost. He surely has an idea.
Oh, maybe not.
He
has a feeling, though.
he's got an idea.
Is that enough? Oh, the smoke is fading. The timing is sick
Still on
for
the
that.
head.
He's surely dead. Flashes are coming out, though. They're trying to see if they can maybe
I don't
use it.
believe
I
it.
can't believe he's still alive. How is he still here? Fiku. He's got the right idea.
Oh, big molly.
Molotov of
He's
his
dead now,
own.
he's dead.
This is actually looking doable all of a sudden. And he's going to get the kill on the Lexi.
No.
What an absolute criminal.
Config's over mid though. How did he get here? No eyes on the prize.
Yeah.
He shot them in the back. Fiku is still alive. He should not be in the round. He should be back in spawn. 3-on-3. What a weird predicament. The bomb is going back up the B stairs though. Fiku hears that reload. Rez looking for a fight, and Fiku playing so audaciously over the top. The bomb is now alone, and Config has to reroute and come and help out Hedrick. He is still committing to B, but Config is dead, and Fiku, living on borrowed time, should not be in the round, is 3 kills deep. It's Hedrick's time to shine in the clutch.
He's been doing it all for his team at the moment. He's top fragging right now, and this time it's on him to try and do the Molotov on top. Oh, they're putting that pressure on. He does get the bomb plant, but he is down low, and now some backup is going to be showing up. Dexter's coming in right from behind. It's a nice attempt at the flick, but Dexter is there with a dagger. Well, the AWP in the back. It's OG on 8 rounds, and what an inspirational play from Fiku all the way through.
I mean, he was supposed to not even get 1 kill in that situation, right? Like, they missed the opportunity to kill him the first time, and it came back to bite them. It's interesting that Alexibi opted to buy as much time as possible for Config to find the gap, rather than try to take the duel himself. But yeah, I mean, the guy that was supposed to die at the first 10 seconds of the round is the one that kills 3 and wins the round for his team.
He did like 200 molly damage as well. Those 2 Molotovs, one that killed Alexi, one that burnt Hedrick to 10. God damn. That's a painful round to lose. NiP had no business. And they've sped up the pace, a bit of anger into this middle area. They've taken a lot of space early. OG, in the meantime, have pushed all the way through ramp.
Surely that's one of the rounds that when NiP go back and look at the demo of this game, they're going to want back. They're going to look at that round and say, okay, and if we replay this 10 more times, then we kill Fiku every single time.
Yeah.
And then we can slow everything down. We're not under the same pressure.
It sucks. I mean, Alexibi pulls out a molly and Fiku swings at that moment, and maybe Alexibi did not think he was low because he opted to not take the duel at all.
Ooh, if he throws the molly, they're going to hear it, and they're immediately going to react with the spam. Did they see it?
Oh,
what?
no, I didn't see it. They just heard the
They just heard the molly,
Yeah,
and they knew the lineup. Wow, 2 guns firing through the wall. NeoFrag, will he be expected? A molly is primed and ready to go. He's got smoke out. Out it goes, he lobs it, they have to turn, but they've already committed to the swing, so he gets split in two. Alexi and Brolin gone, re-aggro off the flash, but Headtrick's ready, and Dexter won't offer up another pick.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea not to peek it, right? It's a 2-on-4. If you take the fight, you're going to lose it. Suddenly they're back in the round. Now instead,
The problem
down
is he
to
knows
under
he's here.
4. Yeah, they do know that at least.
Oh,
but
the fade.
it's such a deep committal to try and take that fight. And the clock's slowly running out as well. Headtrick, as soon as he fires this gun, he's going to be jumped on from 10 different directions. Surely there's no way out here. A little bit of an attempt, but they're all on top of him. It's Fiku to take the last one.
And he's like, I hit him. Why is he not? He did 9 damage with the orb. 9 damage. That's not a tag.
It's a big wall.
That baits him in.
I feel like NEOFRAG, when he's in that corner behind the sandbag, you probably know once you get Molotov, then you have to put it out with the smoke. There's a very high chance that you're going to die one way or another. But the difference between dying instantly and staying alive for like five or 6 more seconds is huge for the T side, right? They can't do anything.
Well, it's unfortunate because they molly, and when you plan to do that, you molly and you're insta swinging, you're not planning to kill the person if he's there. You kind of just want to let him sit in the smoke and kill the teammates around him, and you have one player designated to holding it in case he does come out. But Alexi entries, and he turns around the second that an eye happens. So he dies to the back.
Oh, man.
It looked like almost like a lazy clear, you know, like you don't think he's there. Oh, wait, he actually is there.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, this is weird. Again, NiP taking sport. But look at these bounces from flameZ. They're so sick. I mean, that was a team flash, but flameZ is also lobbing them off the wall. Right now, it's a 1v5. Blink, and you miss the round. OG are in full control.
And NEOFRAG, he walked through that same smoke earlier to try and stop that weird split that they were doing, and it works again. NiP not ready for it. So sort of back-to-back, well, not really back-to-back, but two times in the half that he's got basically the same double kill from that position by doing the same tricks. Pretty sick. All right. Fine. Sit
More of
down.
those.
Yeah, 4 more, buddy. What have you got, Rez? Are they going to give you anything? They don't need to. And Fiku's just playing with his food. Not going to give it up. Dexter flanks. And OG find double digits on the CT side of Vertigo. NiP picking to punish, but it's them receiving a beating right now. We'll have to see if they can pick it up in the second half on their CT side. Welcome back to ESL Pro League. We're in an elimination game here in Group C. OG face NiP, and we're here on Vertigo, the first map of the series. NiP currently on their pick, down but not out. We've got some dualies. We've got Anders and Twist with me as well. Boys, what do you make of it? Do NiP have a chance?
Everything starts with a pistol round. Right?
That's a classic.
But the map is a bit T-sided, I would say, and to lose the CT half 5 to 10 is pretty bad.
Well, it all starts with 1.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we were talking a lot about the success of that B bomb site, and that seemed to be where things were happening, and everything else just felt very confused from the side of NiP. Not really the kind of punch through that they wanted on the A ramp. Had a little bit of, I mean, they could kind of get into middle, but they didn't always maybe know what to do from that position, and eventually they would also get run down by NEOFRAG in there. Ooh. It's a good start, though. Config will take down Fiku, and also get a little bit of information. He didn't see many more players in there. He was pretty deep in middle. That's nice. Good start.
They're very proactive already starting on the pistol round. I mean, that's exactly how OG basically played every gun round. It was pushing somewhere for information, and NiP played so slow that OG ended up with all the info by the time the side hit came in.
So many ladder drops and B flanks. They don't even need to know where it's ending up. They've got 3 on A ready.
Couple of smokes as well, potentially for a retake if they want to. Could set up a little bit of an interesting wall. Some more shots are being put out here from the USPs, but eventually the opening will come, and it's NeoFrag to take down Config. Bomb to follow it. So now it gets a little bit more interesting.
Only one side smoke as well. Still leaves an open fight. But NiP aren't taking it at the moment. Dex is going to use that opportunity to get out of dodge and play a post plant. They have a kit smoke on NiP though. Out it goes on short side, not on the bomb. So they're still going to have to fight this ramp play. It's a double smoke. It's perfect. Someone needs to get on that stick. Brolin is going to be the guy opted, and he's already on it. They have to run him down. Random shots through smoke will not connect. And NiP steal that pistol round with 7 players still alive. Tap who you want, Nico. It's done. Lovely little double smoke retake for NiP.
Yeah, it looked a bit scary there because it looked like Headtrick was the one that thought he had to get on the bomb, and he's the one with the dualies, and he's sitting in the smoke spamming, but luckily it worked out for them in the end.
Yeah, Brolin may be having a bit of a rough game, 5 and 14, but that's the play that matters.
Yeah, no matter what, he has to play it the same, right? If he's 15 and 4 or 4 and 15, he has to play the exact same confident way at ramp, or else it's not going to be an easy game. That's
going to be a big question on CT side, right? Can he hold down this A control? It wasn't something that NiP did many times, or if they did, it was often just the like Brolin head trick duo, head trick covering Brolin getting up A, or throwing flashes.
We've got good deals in the second round.
I feel like no one ecos T side after getting a bomb plant anymore. Just doesn't happen.
Especially not in Vertigo, right? Like if any contact pin on this map is going to be really good with Galils, especially like the B stair area.
Is that a lineup a left click or is that a middle click? I never know.
I think it's a left click because it hits the window, and the window is what stops the velocity.
Okay, that's how I lost my smoke 1v1v Chad. I didn't know that, Molly. It won't happen again.
Brutal battle. Presumably on the CT side, if you're on HE, you can break the windows and stop that from actually happening.
That actually is true.
Good point.
Oh, 3 of them actually stacked up towards the A bomb site. Alexi's trying to sneak in from behind them, but they have to hold, and they can't. Immediate shutdown of 2 of those players. Config's running in here, but he's going to remember there is a flank coming in, and he's going to go down before it happens. Alexi's so close. I wish Config would have just stayed alive for another 10 seconds, and this could have been an interesting sandwich going on. Now instead, Alexi's here trying to open the whole thing on his own.
Oh, the FAMAS is so god-awful, isn't it, though? It baits you into thinking you have range, and you do, you just don't have the firepower, and Rez, he doesn't have any health. 6 left, he's got to run. They're all so low, but it's the right play.
Yeah, you really wish that Config just took the initial flash peek and did not overextend so far. Maybe there was some miscommunication that he was flanking.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, how difficult is it to sort of pull back in that moment if you've got the Config bloodlust and you're like, oh, I'm fighting. Like how hard is it to hear when a teammate's actually screaming at you? I'm flanking. I'm almost chill out.
Just live.
You kind of just have to weigh like the risk reward situation. Say if he does flash peek and he kills one person on the left side towards sandbag and he falls back, that's a great situation because now whoever's watching the flank has to replace the role of the guy that just died.
Yeah.
And that's what allows Lexi to be the flank. But yeah, I mean, you have to pay attention to comms and you know, not go for like the hero play.
We had this discussion, I think, last time. Hugo, might have been you and I casting,
Yeah, maybe.
I believe, and we were talking about it. It's tricky with somebody like Config, though, because it also feels like he has certain games where he does feel like he's taken over the whole game, and it almost comes off the back of the same mentality that just cost him a lot here, is the I'll fight and I'll keep fighting, and sometimes I will just win 3 or 4 fights in a row, and that obviously looks super sick. So I don't know, I mean, I guess it's hard to have like continued success doing that.
I think
maybe that's the issue, but man, I can understand why Config wants. I have some sympathy for why he's playing the way that he is, you know?
I feel like it looks just as good if you flash peek, get 1 kill, and fall back, and you win the round as a team, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's true from like a Counter-Strike appreciation point of view. It's probably even the better Counter-Strike on some level, but, you know.
That's what you're paying for when you get Config, though. You know you're going to get, you know, sometimes erratic moves. This is a crazy boost. Oh, Rez catches one. Headtrick's ready, anti-flash. He swings with another. There's a 4th player here on short, spamming through the smoke. 3 on 2 now. NiP can't retrieve these guns, lost in the trenches on ramp, but they have got everyone here.
Yeah. By the rebars, it's Rez to pick up Dexter, leaving Fiku on his own. So, surprisingly, this is working out really well for NiP. 20 seconds for Fiku. He could run to the B bomb side and make it and just try and fight it 1 versus 3 with the bomb plant, but Alexi's probably going to get there before him.
I don't think he'll be able to make it the default, but he will get there in time to kind of delay.
Yeah, I mean, you can't. The second he goes to the stick, Alexi just runs because there's nothing to lose, right? If the kills are going to be chased by Fiku, it's his best play. If he gets on that plant, he's going to get rushed anyway.
Yeah, exactly. The most you can do is fake and get 1 kill, and then you got your +1 on stats, and you fall back and save your good luck.
Well, you know, this is something that we had flames on the cast yesterday for NiP playing Greyhound, and there was a round where I don't know if it was saved or bought. I think it was bought. Config got an AWP in a full eco on CT Mirage, and he played it. He didn't give it to Headtrick. He played it, and he did nothing. You know, he went for a lot of kills. He was very active. He searched up top mid, got nothing, went back, held Palace, whatever. They lost a round, but flameZ was, you know, making the case that like you should always, you know, your AWP is better than you at AWPing. You should always set your AWPer up. I don't know how you feel about that, Twist.
I remember that round, and Config had the spawn for the short jump, and I think it's fine. I think it's fine if you have the spawn, and there's not really a proper situation to give the AWP back to your teammate. I think it's justifiable if he's a good secondary AWPer.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like it's a guy who hasn't been known to wield the AWP from time to time. But
yeah, exactly. I mean, sometimes the hybrid, like, you know, hyped AWP or whatever, momentum AWP is like better than the standard AWPer, you know, that's going to be passive and maybe the other team expects what he's going to do.
There's a moment there where it looked like it was going to get a bit dicey in the bomb site, but Rez managed to get further on back. He's not afraid of any Molotovs coming in. That's not going to be a worry in a round like this, so he can play this kind of awkward off angle, although NEOFRAG will get 1. Dexter also got an earlier Deagle kill in the middle with the... So right now things are looking good. Again, the Deagle connects. Alexi gets blown up, and they still have 35 seconds.
They both have armor as well, so it's not like it's so favorable for NiP in the 2v2. And they don't know where Dexter is either, so it's a question mark.
oh, I love he's going for the big flank as well. Brolin was watching Con. Is he really going to be ready for this? He is! And now NeoFrag forced to plant, but even when he does, the flank is gaining space. Headtrick covered by the boxes. NeoFrag knows exactly what's up. Can he isolate the duels? Can he take 1v1s? He's going to get out of the danger zone, move closer, but he's walking into the angle, and Brolin is patiently waiting above. NiP find 8 rounds. A very scary deco. NeoFrag's dig is nuts.
That would have tilted the ever-living shit out of me if I was trying to flank and Brolin's actually checking that. I feel like it's just so late in the round that that would have tilted me off the face of the earth if I had to deal with that.
Yeah, I guess like the warning signals were there because the player in the bomb site stopped making noise and was kind of just holding himself, and the bomb wasn't going down either. So it makes you think that the second player has to be in a better position than his teammate.
He was even trying to time it. He was walking round right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sick.
What a
well
read.
done. Yeah, that's some really, really good awareness.
You know, so many... Oh, run boost. Go on. Or, you know, so many good players, but we don't necessarily get the output. Like, Brolin and Rez, I think, are the best examples on NiP, right? Because we've seen some of the shots that Rez has hit this game have been incredible, but his numbers in general, as of late, sure, NiP have gone through a lot of tumultuous times in the past, well, forever. But I don't know what you guys think. Why don't we get like the consistent performances out of players like Rez and like Brolin, who we know what they can do, they just don't do it every game or even that often?
I mean, I feel like that's a perfect example right there. He's not willing to do the kind of stuff like Config is doing.
Yeah.
And they arguably have like the same mechanical skill level. And I think it's just a question of getting involved. I think Brolin overdoes it and tries to get too involved. I think Rez is too passive as a player. I don't think it fits either of their playstyles, to be honest.
Interesting. I guess it's kind of hard as well to, when you play a certain way for so long, to get out of that funk, to reinvent yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Especially if your team is not like in a confident position, it's hard to build that confidence out of nowhere. You kind of try to instill your confidence in your team when you play like that as well. It's not only for yourself, but I feel like a lot of teams try to get the confidence from the IGL and their captain and their coach, etc.
Obviously, I'm going to be barking up the wrong tree here, but I imagine also some teams might feel like if we already have a very aggressive config, that also could be a liability. Maybe we don't want more aggressive players, but obviously you guys have quite a few players that are willing to do it. So, oh, Brolan, that's a nice find.
Yeah, it's more the merrier, right? I think if you look at SK back in the day, how they had Fur and Phelps, I feel like that's an example where it did not work good because they both wanted to make plays literally all the time. I think it's about balance and understanding your role in a specific round.
It's interesting because if I think of that's a really good historical example. I would say, Fnatic when they were at their absolute prime with JW, something that always, at least from the outside, looked like was part of the plan was something like, you can allow JW to do really crazy stuff, like push through smokes with an AWP and just no-scope people, because the rest of the team is way more conservative, and they'll pick it up. But even in a 4-on-5, they feel comfortable. They're not so that I guess that's what I had in mind, like that kind of play. But
yeah,
the SK lineup.
Oh, that was very close. Rez catches Fiku throwing mid nades. They were flashes over the top of B. While OG have walked the rest up the stairs. On top of default, Brolin can catch this kill. It's going to be Rez instead, dropping the bomb off of double, and they're doing a boost as well. Easy pickings. The spam could have been amazing, but couldn't knock that bottom player out, and so NiP will hold strong with 4 alive. I guess that's a question for you to build off that conversation. Like, obviously, you've been a star of your last 2 rosters in FaZe and Liquid, but has there ever been a moment, and I guess I mean, I'm zooming out, not just in a series or in a tournament, but where you felt like you need to reinvent yourself? Because obviously a lot of players don't want to go for the same plays every game if they know their demos are being watched, if they know they're being prepped for, but not just... I'm not just thinking about one position or one map. Like, have you felt you ever needed to reinvent yourself or ever gone through that change yourself?
I think that was pretty much the main transition from Liquid to FaZe, was reinventing myself as the player who I want to be, not who I think I should be. Like, I had a deep feeling for being in more active roles and becoming kind of like a mid-round caller or a secondary caller, and that's exactly why I got in FaZe. I guess at the end of Liquid, I didn't understand my role in the team anymore. I felt like there was really no space for me to play my game.
Yeah, and is that something that's like assisted by the players you're with in FaZe and the coach and Carrigan, or is that something you're more passively doing inside your own brain?
At the beginning, it was for sure something more passive. Like, it's something that I wanted, thought about. The positions that I moved into were very active positions. Like, originally I played connector on Mirage. It's a very active role. I mean, you're basically never quiet. I think it was something that Finn over time helped me with, but it started for me.
Looks like this round is going to go heavily in favor of NiP, so maybe just a little bit of a follow-up on that question. When you say a phrase like, you didn't really understand your role, or you felt like there wasn't like a role in the team where you could maybe do, the things you wanted to do or have like enough of an impact or something like that. How do you come to that realization? Like, what does that actually feel like as a player? Is it the positions that you're playing that where, like, inside of a specific round, how do you realize, like, because obviously, I guess it could be like an excuse where you say, I'm not in the right role, that's why I can't do anything. But when can you actually observe your own game and say, part of this is role-based, like I'm not able to do what I could do?
I think some of the roles I am takes immense confidence to have strong impact, and at some point my confidence in that team was just killed completely by environmental issues or whatever you could call it. But I think, at some point it's like you just don't understand, right? There's no space. Other players get to do what they want to do, and since you're not as confident as you were, like once were, you don't communicate the same, you don't go for the same things, and that's how you start to not understand your position in rounds.
And something like confidence, obviously, not just in Counter-Strike in general, like has this terrible way of spiraling out of control, right? Like if you lose a little bit, and now maybe you get, then you say, okay, I'm not going to take the most confident roles that I could, and then you actually lose even more confidence. It's just like you can almost build your way back down again instead of the other way, right? Slowly over time.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I never doubted myself mechanically as a player. I just think at some point, like in that Liquid team, like I didn't feel like getting on to practice anymore because I wake up to get my confidence destroyed by individuals, right? It wasn't a fun situation for me.
Gotta have fun.
I mean, Counter-Strike is all about having fun. I mean, even when you're losing, there can be some jokes, some laughs, as long as like the team is feeling good. That's why.
Wow, that is what a call! Pushing three people on the CT side.
Triple mid peak, yeah.
Alexi, we were doubting him a little bit early on, maybe making a little bit of fun of the fact that only the B bomb side was working, all the rest of it, but that is a nice call in the middle of the round. Rez is going to be picking up Dexter as well, leaving flameZ on his own. I can't believe it. That's a rare sight. 3 people in the middle.
This is a mad comeback from NiP, right? They've dropped 1 round in the entire half. It was that second force buy. They've gone on quite a streak ever since.
Yeah, as I was saying, I think that's why I'm so grateful for my teammates. It's a very family-like atmosphere. That was kind of something I was always like searching for in the team. And with these guys, like I pretty much look forward to practice all the time. Sometimes we go through like a small rough patch, and it's like, you know, I gotta start working in a serious way again. But eventually, there's always a point where I'm just happy and smiling to play the game with them.
That's awesome. I mean, that's the arc you want, right? Like, I guess you're different from, especially in your region, a lot of players, because you made that jump. You know, typically you have like tier 2 European players going over to NA to, you know, boost the level of the team. But you were the first, off my head, going the other way.
Yeah,
that did increase the level and the stock of a team. So. Wasn't NAF who recently talked about wanting to do that as well in an interview?
Yeah, I mean, I'm like really good friends with Keith, and he's been saying at some point in his career he wants to play on an EU team.
Get the band back together.
I definitely think there is space for him on. I think
100%.
I think on any of the top teams, I think he is a great addition. I personally wouldn't change anything in my team. But I think he is a good addition for any of the other teams.
Yeah, I feel like he's one of the players where sometimes if I spend some time watching demos, I feel like when I'm casting the game, I'm missing out on a lot of the cool stuff that NAF is doing. But if I just only pay attention to him, you realize how much he's doing to set up his teammates. And obviously, mechanically, he's super gifted as well. I really still think he's one of the more enjoyable players to watch. But it's just like the role that he's currently playing in the team, it feels like he's taking almost like a little bit of a back seat.
Yeah.
But it's super. It's worth doing if anyone is really has the time of day. Like, just spend some time watching some NAF demos, but only look at him. Like, just follow him for like 10 rounds in a row.
I thought he would tuck after 1.
Yeah.
But that's enough. 2 will do, or will it? Nico, quick response in the 1v3 and the jump up. Random timing, the most config move you could expect.
Basically.
In that 1v1, but it works, doesn't it? And that's a timeout for OG, maybe rightly so.
Yeah, they're really in trouble right now. 13-11. What, if anything? I mean, we're talking about on the first half with NiP only finding success on B mostly. What's the main obstacle right now for the OG side? Why can't they find the opening to at least get some more bomb plants in here?
NiP has been really good so far at putting the numbers on the side where they're pushing, and it seems to be reeling OG in almost every time.
2 bomb plants in the second half so far.
Yeah, it's rough because they just keep running into 4 players that are constantly trading, right? I mean, they try to go towards A, they kill 2 players, and there's 2 more there. Also, I mean, they've been flanked a couple times, I think. Like, Config is just pushing mid, catching the player, supposed to be supporting his team entering B. In this situation, he flanks, I think, B again, and he catches 2 players in the back.
Yeah. Wow.
A great recovery. Oh, we got the T-spawn boost to get quick lineups over... Is this an A smoke? Is this an A-site smoke?
I believe this is a mid-smoke.
Let's follow it.
I think this is a smoke for connector to block off the A side.
That sounds right. Take it, Chev.
He's not wrong.
Boom. Who needs the bug molly when you got that? Easy lineup.
Wow, that's really well done. See? Creates a whole pathway for the rest of the team to run through, but Alexi is at the end of that path, and he's taken down Nico. That's a good defense. Config, scary with that M4A1 if you're almost running out of bullets. He's a little bit low on health, but he gets the headshot anyway. Taking down NEOFRAG. That's such a good defense, and there are more players here ready and waiting. flameZ is on his own now. The bomb is lost to him, but he does have a minute left on the clock.
He has an idea where both players are, so if he catches Roland here, there's a chance to win the round for sure.
Goes right through. Head trick seeing it
Wow,
though, and
that was a risk.
That's a dangerous play. Broden was there to trade, but even so, a little smile on his face as he takes the round over the line and keeps this unbelievable streak for NiP going strong. 8 in a row on the CT side after a 10-5 half.
I've got to say though, if you had to sort of like try to graph a bunch of the rounds, a lot of them will follow sort of a similar pattern where it's like try and get some control on the A ramp, then maybe see if anything's happening outside of B, and it's like it all clusters around the same ideas. This one is super unique. I think that's really sick. I like the attempt from OG. If they had defeated Alexi at the end of that whole runway, then maybe they could have actually made something of it.
To be fair, it's unlucky that he's already in CT holding an angle for the push. So
yeah.
I think his being out of position actually helps him be in position. One thing I would say though, I mean, we were talking a lot, and I haven't paid the most attention to the game, but I don't think I've seen a T-side op from Dexter one time.
Good
or maybe it was
point.
only
True.
one time.
Oh,
Certainly haven't gone for ramp picks.
we're getting the CT side config op instead.
There it is. Head trick outshadowed by the Dane, who doesn't know about the boost right now, but Dexter hasn't jumped up yet. Oh, it's easy, it's free.
This is also a very config thing to stay
Yeah,
in the
the
exact
reaggro.
area as you killed the person previously.
Go back for more. What could go wrong? Minute on the clock. OG will take it, but the issue is no nades.
Interesting that you see your AWPer here jump spotting.
That actually is a little bit
Yeah.
potentially risky.
Well, they don't have an AWP, so he's relatively risk-free.
Well, they don't know that anymore because they could have
Yeah.
got configs up,
Oh, they do a
right?
chain boost. Behind the box. Oh, run boost instead. It's not going to work. Hedrick doesn't care. He isn't put off Kilter. He takes NeoFrag. And OG, again, they don't have a smoke. How the hell can you expect them to win? One way at 30 seconds.
And Alexi's
Save.
flanking them. He is immediately on the flanks, and this time they should. They messed this up earlier where they were a little bit too aggressive. Surely, yeah, they're just going to be waiting it
Doesn't
out.
even need to go. I mean, they're going for it. They're trying to win the round.
Oh my.
They need a bomb plot now. They have the short kill, but the bomb's loose. Hedrick, one more will do. He can't hit it.
on the
They've
plant.
just got it. They've just got it. But Alexi has crept the entire way.
This is absurd.
Oh, it's the worst case scenario though. They double short and he's flanking the round. So
Oh.
at some point they're going to realize it is possible that the player can be there.
Oh, this could absolutely
Oh,
be the
he's-
straw.
Okay,
that
What a
breaks the
play.
he
team.
reads the situation
Nice.
He realizes, yeah, should be a free kill that's coming in right here. Good setup for it.
though. He expects a
flameZ
second, though.
is on his own. All right.
He does.
They don't have a smoke right now. Good
Okay.
spray, taking down Rez.
Oh, no.
And now it's a 1v1. Alexi's on the other side. He has the kit. Obviously, he could go straight for it and just hold
on
it in.
it.
He's already on it. I don't think flameZ is realizing it's a full-on defuse. Alexi, it wasn't necessarily the flank that did it, but timing on that defuse was sick.
What do you make of that?
It was super weird to
Insane.
watch, really, yeah. Luckily, Alexi realized once he saw no players default that there's only one area that they could go.
I really thought, for a minute, I thought they were just saving out on the
Yeah.
ramp. It looked like they'd just give it up on the round.
Yeah,
and
which
then
is
they were-
nothing wrong with that, right? If they choose
Yeah.
to save and fall back, they carry 3 AKs into the next round, guaranteed. Now, I mean, they still have a good
The
buy.
bomb plant
So.
was the big difference
Yeah.
there, right? And we do have a T-side AWP for Dexter as well, right at the end. So if that could be a way in for OG, that could be massive because they've not had a lot of opening kills on this T-side. Dexter's 3-0, but that's probably mostly from the first half. I'm going to throw you under the bus with some play-by-play this round if the time
If it fits,
the time comes.
I'll try to recognize the situation.
If I don't call for you, you
I'm gonna
just
drink some
run
water.
with it. Yeah, exactly. Clear the vocals. Get ready. Because this also could be the last round of the map. NiP's pick. Damn, it looks good.
Finally,
Way to rewind
an
it.
aggressive peek from Dexter.
Oh, they run boost.
Oh, I
Again.
missed that completely.
Yeah, no, same. Where did that come from? It's one way to do it. Roland's going to get that deep kill on A, but that's just NeoFrag lurking around while OG set up util into this
He actually
side.
dies in the molly at
What?
around.
After death.
I don't think he realized NeoFrag molly behind him, and he just
Yeah.
ran back into the molly.
I heard a smoke. Maybe he tried to smoke it, but didn't like put it out completely. Now they're jumping in. There's trades going through. Nipper a man down, Russell.
Okay, I'm here. I'm ready to cast. Alexi B is stuck at default. They know exactly where it is. The execute is coming in. He's getting wrapped on really fast by flames. Wow, secures the frag. And he's stuck inside the smoke, and he's giving time to his teammate to rotate and help him. But it won't be enough. I think Hetrick has an advantage here because he knows where both players are exactly.
It's just so
right?
close.
Oh, he was given 2 opportunities for that. I mean, what do you do if you're Dexter and you try to cover this with an op? I mean, there's smoke on the left side of the side. Jesus.
It's hard, man.
It is hard. It's
Dig
hard.
yourself out. This is the map.
Hetrick 101, flashing Dexter off the angle. I think if he gets on the bomb and just sticks a little bit. Oh, he didn't even tap it. It's getting a bit worrying for him. Dexter really doesn't have to commit fully. He can just probably gamble this if he wants.
Oh!
And there we go. He goes for the 1v1.
1v2 for Hetrick to close it out, and Van Duncan on that cast
it's
right
hard.
now.
It's hard.
It's not easy, bro, but we're training you up map by map, game by game, and hopefully you stick with us for at least one more, because NiP, they're looking good in this series so far.
I'm here.
Let's go, baby.